My father's Johnson is a full 24 inches long.
Holy fuck! Next, we are going to be watching LockPickingLawyer, April Fools, by LockPickingLawyer. Make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment in the doodly-doo.
This is the LockPickingLawyer, and what I have for you today is one of the most treasured cylinders in my collection.
Yeah?
And one that I don't often share publicly.
Oh,
in fact,
fair.
I normally only show it to my wife. It goes by many different names, but my favorite is that used by the French, so that is what we will use today.
Yeah?
It is le coq.
I wonder how hard he has to look for these to actually find like something that's branded called le coq. Like how hard does he have to work for these? Because some of these I feel like they're just like this is walking around asking for it. This is just sitting here begging for this type of joke. My god. Perfect. Love it. No questions. No question. Do you usually do videos first, then collab doing inverse? Yeah, normally I do videos first, then gaming. This stream I did collab with gaming. Now I'm doing videos, then I'll do more gaming.
Now, I have had this cylinder for literally as long as I can remember.
Really?
In fact, I vividly recall playing with it all the time when I was younger. And you can see from the condition that this cock has seen some hard use over the years. If you're familiar with cock cylinders, you may be thinking right about now that mine is a little on the small side.
A little bit,
and it's true. This is only about 2.35 inches long, which makes it the smallest cock that I have ever seen. But even so, it never fails to put a smile on my face, and I've come to terms with the fact that I'll probably never have a bigger one.
Okay.
Now, manipulating the cock, like most other cylinders, does require a deft touch.
Oh, good.
With too much or too little force, nothing will happen. And likewise, you need to know exactly where and how to twist and push.
Seen a lot of use, unlike Lumi. Zen dragons. Zen! Listen, you're not wrong, but that doesn't mean you have to freaking shove my face in it. I'm just a girl out here. An unused girl, mind you, but I'm just a girl out here. Come on! Come on! Just wait for Offcry. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe there'll be lines of women around the corner making sure that I am a well-used thing. You know?
If you're going to be successful. But with all the time I've spent with this cock over the years, I have become a true master at manipulating it. So let me show you how it's done. I like to grasp the cylinder firmly with my left hand, wrapping my fingers tightly around it. And with that same hand, I apply a clockwise torque. Now that torque is pretty firm at first, but during the course of the manipulation, I tend to subconsciously vary and pulse the pressure depending on how it feels. With my other hand, I start at the tip of the cock and slowly tease the tips of the pins up, using a firm pulsing motion.
Really?
And I like to work my way towards the back of the cock and then repeat those motions over and over again until we get the desired result.
Wow!
So let's see if we can do that right now.
God, he has a way with words, doesn't he?
Now, I normally narrate when I do this, but when I manipulate this cock, I tend to lose my concentration. So, we're not going to do that today.
The quiet is terrifying to me. I can hear him breathing, and that's making this worse. Oh, yeah, okay,
there we go.
There we go.
It tends to catch me by surprise every now and then.
Nothing else.
But I'll
just
tell
locks.
you, it never gets old.
Yeah.
So normally, I'd take
Picking
this
that lock
apart
is
right
amazing.
now to show you what's inside, but the prospect of permanently damaging my cock is frankly unthinkable, so I'm not going to risk it.
Fair.
That means that's it for today.
Yes,
if you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st.
Now the thing is, like, would I like to watch more? I don't know, but I'm going to. Sadly, you know, I don't know. Like That's a pretty lady. Who the fuck is that? I'd like to look at that. Apparently, I'm going to be looking at an 18-inch Johnson pipe wrench, I guess. That's kind of cool. Or a lock. I don't know. We'll see here. Corn nuts from the 90s. Yeah. I feel like I'm dying. Is this normal? Am I supposed to feel like I'm dying? Because I feel like I'm dying right now. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and over the years, I have tried mightily to interest Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer in my lock collection.
Any questions about Lecoq? No, I feel like I got a pretty good understanding. I mean, like, all of my friends who have worked worked with that kind of mechanism before have told me that it's actually quite easy, and it's like, you know, compared to like, you know, the Beaver brand locks, you know, it's a lot less complicated. And it's pretty just like, you know, you just kind of like, you know, you pulsate through the lock pins and you're fine. Apparently, it's significantly easier. So, I don't really have any questions. And honestly, it doesn't come up in my day, and it's never going to. Honestly, I'm a specialize in different types of locks, you know, and so it just doesn't come up often, you know. Yeah, it just doesn't come off that often. So I mean, I think that I've got enough for what the video was trying to tell me. I don't think I need any extra information, nor do I want any. Anyways, let's look at this. What the fuck is this? Oh, is this like a bike lock? Auto lock? What is it supposed to be? Is it a tube? Huh? Kind of wonder how if it grows in daylight. Yeah. French peeps are confused about their favorite chicken. Yeah.
I've had no success at all. Until last week, when she came home with this absolutely perfect example of a Johnson. And it's not just any Johnson. It's the extraordinarily rare 18-inch variant.
Gotcha.
I did ask her why she was finally showing interest in locks, and all she would say is, unlike my 2.5-inch long cock, this 18-inch Johnson would be getting a lot of use.
Oh!
So, how does one use an 18-inch long Johnson?
Oh, yeah,
it's fairly simple. All you need to do is insert the tip of the shaft into this opening and press firmly. You'll note that while the shaft is fairly flexible, it's also quite hard. And that hardness is both intrinsic to the function and it greatly aids the insertion.
I assume so.
Now, one thing I immediately noticed with my new Johnson is that no matter how hard I pushed, I wasn't able to stuff more than about 6 to 8 inches into the opening. If you try to shove it in any farther, you're...
I'm just trying to be sane. I'm just a person. I'm just a girl. Yeah, me banging my head against the wall too. Can't tell if he has ad saying like 18-inch Johnson here. Yeah, I would love to work with Cottontail VA's 18-inch Johnson universal spare tire lock, you know. Honestly, I feel like that she has an amazing branded Johnson, you know. I think so. And I would love to see how effective it is at solving all of my problems and, you know, getting me to the situation that I want to be in, you know. I think it'd be really wonderful. You know. He does know Meg Pulse. He does know.
You can, however, insert the Johnson in either the front or the rear opening. To get it in the rear, you flip it over, then insert the tip of the shaft, usually the hard part, then give it a solid shove to fully seat it. Once again, inserting the Johnson more than about 6 to 8 inches into the...
Big Talk recognizes Big Talk, and we're like, big... Oh, Cotton's amazing. I love that. That was so good. That was such a good moment. Oh, we react to some of the songs from it? Sure, I'd be open to that, yeah.
Rear hole risks damage, though you may be able to get in a bit farther with proper lubrication.
Oh, that makes sense.
Now,
yeah.
As you might imagine, I was quite proud of my new 18-inch Johnson.
As you should.
And when I received it, I showed it to all of my friends and family, at least those who I could get to look. I was quite surprised when my father took me aside and revealed that he too had an unusual Johnson. In fact, one that's far more rare than my own. His, of course, is a slightly older model, which is generally built the same, with a somewhat flexible, yet very hard shaft. However, my father's Johnson is a full 24 inches long.
Holy
fuck! I can't even get it on screen. I've read about Johnsons this long, but never imagined I'd ever get to handle one.
Why? It's your dad's!
Now, when I first examined it, I noticed that my father's Johnson has a wide bulbous feature on the end of the shaft. Because of that, you can only shove about 2 to 3 inches of the shaft, really just the tip into the opening. After that, it tends to get stuck. That said, it does seem to be very effective. So, I think you all can tell.
What are you watching? I wish I knew. I wish I have lock repair. Lock. Cool things about locks. You know, just locks. You know, you know what they say, there's a lock for every key. In this case, I feel like this has unlocked some painful part of my mind. Yes, it feels wrong. I know you shouldn't be picking locks, honestly. Make sure you have the proper key or call an expert. You shouldn't be learning to lick pox. Pick locks, freaking internal dyslexia. You know, honestly, lock picking. Very lock picking. We're opening things. This audio only would be hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, that I'm very pleased with Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer's new acquisition.
Yes,
and much to my surprise, for someone who doesn't like locks, she also seems to be quite excited about my 18-inch Johnson. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st.
Yeah, that dang panda. Thank you for the follow. Okay, we're gonna look at a woman's kitty. You know, a little kitty notebook. I love it. Getting into a woman's kitty. Let's just enjoy that. That seems a lot more fun than the giant Johnson lock, you know? This seems like a much safer, more my vibe. Honestly, this is my type of lock picking. Normally when I'm trying to get into through a lock, trying to pick onto a lock, this is much more in my vibe, I prefer it so much more. No matter how fuzzy. Getting into the lock, This is how you get into the lock. You have to pick the lock to get into it. It all makes sense. Pounce, fluffy, meow, furry, purr.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer.
I'm scared and overwhelmed. But I'm still scared. A woman's what? It's a little kitty cat. Look, meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Look at all the cats on screen. It's cats. Imagine, you gotta pet kitties. You gotta do that. Let me seem to be an area expert. I'm going to freaking go through the crash course of Offkai. We'll see how much I learn. Soul Reaper, thank you for the follow. Hopefully I learn a lot at Offkai about lock picking. I'm gonna get a crash course. There's some amazing people there, some beautiful women who will also teach me about lock picking, right? Probably. I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to be all set to learn how to lockpick. My fingers are going to be properly manicured so I don't break a fingernail while I'm lockpicking, I'm buying time. I really am. Let's do this thing.
Because you can get into something doesn't necessarily mean that you should.
Oh.
At least that's the specific advice that comes to mind today.
Oh.
You see, what I have for you today is something that many women consider to be the epicenter of their most intimate moments and thoughts.
Yeah?
These go by several names, which range from clinical to downright inappropriate. But looking at these, I think we'll use the term kitty for obvious reasons.
Yeah, they're diaries. Got it.
I have 3 kitties to show you.
Yeah?
This one belongs to Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer.
Aww.
And you'll notice it's a nice
cute.
Rosy pink and quite furry. You can't tell this on video, but it also has a nice fresh watermelon scent to it.
Cool.
This one belongs to a neighbor of mine, a very friendly girl who works as a dancer. You'll notice her kitty is even more furry than my wife's.
Wonderful.
She's also
we love a furry kitty.
With glitter.
Yeah.
It's quite unusual. In my experience,
get stuck
you'll
everywhere.
Either find kitties that are furry or kitties decorated with glitter. Finding both together is rare, though I've heard it was a bit more popular back in the 70s.
The fuck?
Even so, I understand this kitty is quite well used. So
that's lovely.
Apparently it does have some appeal.
It does.
This last kitty belongs to my ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
And unlike the first 2, this one is perfectly smooth on the outside.
Wonderful as well.
I understand that's becoming more popular these days.
I mean,
Also,
I have one like that.
2,
yeah.
This one is not
diary
on the outside. However, if we look carefully into these folds, we can clearly see it's pink on the inside.
Very much so.
That pink coloration on the inside is fairly universal.
Oh,
we look into my wife's kitty, we can certainly see some pink in there.
Yep.
And moving over to my neighbor's kitty.
Oh, the glitter innuendo? Body glitter. I mean, the glitter on this, body glitter. Body glitter, because she's a dancer, and she has glitter on her diary. It's just, glitter gets everywhere, trust me.
Well, that one's more of a purple color.
Oh, lovely.
I've never seen that, but I've heard that can happen with excessive use.
What?
Now, only a few people will ever get inside of any particular woman's kitty. And that's because they're kept closed unless you first get into their hearts.
Maybe,
now,
Otto.
I, of course, have the key to my wife's heart, so getting into her kitty is fairly routine. I do it often, and it usually doesn't take more than a few seconds, though my wife does seem to prefer when I take my time.
I would imagine.
That said,
when
I first met
Adam
my
Jackie,
wife,
thank you to follow.
I did not have a key, and found getting in quite difficult. I had to figure out exactly where to touch and how to manipulate to get in. If I recall correctly, I spent a fair bit of time with my tool in this hole.
I would imagine.
It did nothing at all. But when I squeezed my tool into this tiny little crevice, it seemed to pop right open.
It really did.
That's what I've been doing
really did.
Since. Similarly, my ex-girlfriend's kitty is also kept tightly shut unless you first find your way into her heart. I'm not sure if I remember exactly how to do it, but let's give it a try.
Oh, yeah? It's been a while?
I put my tool into this tight little hole in the bottom.
Yes! Very tight little keyhole. Yeah. I get you. Oh, yeah, he picked that lock all right. Yeah, very picking locks. Yes.
I suspect with some practice, I could be getting into this kitty fairly regularly.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to the kitty decoration.
Body glitter is a thing. It's a lot of people who do like performance art and stuff like that do it. Speaking of Love Lady, have you seen the upcoming characters for Woowa? I haven't. This one is a little bit easier on me because I'm just like, yeah, no, this is comfortable. This is where my mind likes to be. This is where my mind likes to be. Hi, JJ Mega. This is where my mind loves to be right now, and I'm just like, this is easier. This is a nice soothing one. This is a good one. This makes me feel better. We're not looking at that Johnson lock, which is out of my wheelhouse. This is the type of lock I like to pick. Exactly. Hell, your organ death is mine. How is yours? Oh, taking notes when I stumble upon a kitty. Damn right. Why does he explain things like that? What do you mean? He's just lockpicking. What are you talking about, Carson? He's just picking locks. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just very normal lockpicking language. That's how I've heard it described before. I don't know. Oh, I've never been to a place. I think Lumi likes it more. Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna try body glitter sometime. I know it like stays on forever, but I think it looks really nice. I'd like some body glitter sometime. That'd be cool.
With glitter. Notice that this one is not guarded by the owner's heart. When I first encountered a glittered kitty, I have to admit I tried every technique I could think of to get in, and nothing seemed to work. However, I noticed something strange that might help you if you ever run into a glittered kitty.
Yes.
When I put away my normal tool and took out a little bit of gold, it opened up surprisingly fast. I still haven't figured.
Yeah? Really? I'm broken. I want to reply. I just can't find a reply because I'm broken. I am absolutely broken, and I'm trying to like find a reply, and I'm just. What do you say? You have to bring out some gold to get in the glittered kitty. Yep. No wonder you don't get any glitter. I'm not broken that way. I'm just mind broken. Not even necessarily, Panda. There's a couple other options, too. There's a couple ways it could go, you know?
Now, why that is, let's give it a shot.
Lumi's Dino. What? Yeah? Okay.
Okay, as you can see, we got into that very quickly using some gold.
Perfect.
One additional note, you'll notice that when I get into a kitty covered in glitter, always make sure that your tool is covered in rubber.
Having
seen a few kitties belonging to women, the question arises, do men have something similar?
Well,
in fact, they do. But they don't quite fit in on this channel because unlike women's kitties, the male equivalent is extraordinarily easy to access.
What?
I actually borrowed a few from friends of mine to show you. You'll notice there's nothing stopping you from accessing any of them. I'm not sure why they're so different. One curious observation I had, though, is they're all about the same size. 6 inches.
Oh!
I find that strange because comparing it to mine's about 8 inches. I always thought that was normal.
He does know exactly what he's doing.
In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments
that's not where I thought
he
was going either.
Put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe and have a great April 1st.
The Fighting Rooster Crow, yeah. Oh, well, wow. If you're watching this on YouTube, head on over to twitch.tv/LuminusRed and drop a follow. Come hang out. Until next time, I love stars. Bye.